Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, Head Currency Analyst. In this video, we're going to take a look at pound US dollar. We've entered a position short on this, and I just wanted to go through my position and what we're potentially looking at for the future and what we can potentially see happening with this currency pair essentially. And pound was on the cards for some downside just because we were looking at the it from the point of view recently from the area here around about that 133 level. We identified this zone as an area of resistance. We were talking about this in our pound Aussie analysis. We're suggesting that if pound was to find some resistance here, then we could look for pound weakness across other pairs. Obviously we have this channel nicely put in here where we have these previous structure highs. Price has now re-entered that, rejected, gave us that daily bearish close. So that gives us the opportunity to look for that short. Price has only recently just kind of pushed through this today. We're looking for that further downside. Now we could be looking for prices to come back into these channel lows. Obviously when you're looking for these positions, you want to be able to get out at a good area of resistance as well. And if we look across, we can see that 1.3 is a decent area. We have these previous lows over here. We have these previous structure highs at this point as well. So looking for the market to drop back down into that 1.3 level. Now if I go into the 4-hour time frame, at the moment the 4 hours doing quite nicely in terms of we've broken through some recent areas. Let me just get rid of these at the moment, because we're looking for a reversal opportunity. So essentially price trending to the upside, okay? And what we see here is the fact that the market then kind of makes a move to the downside, retests that previous structure high, rallies, breaks through. So 132 is actually a really nice level on the market, and we may actually see price retest once again. So I'm actually expecting maybe a slight downside into these lows here, a breakup, retest that 132, continuation, and some further moves back down into that 1.3 level. So very, very early days in this trade at the moment, but I like the fact that the market came into this area of resistance. We've rejected, we're starting to break down a little bit. Looking at the daily time frame, we've just recently kind of retested the RSI highs and the resistance highs on the RSI, and we're rejecting that. So it's looking good for some potential further downside here for pound. Looking for this market, obviously, like we've already said, to drop a little bit lower, work within that channel. It's almost like we have this impulse move here. This channel is our correction of that impulse move. Could we get another move to the downside from there with the sort of similar move and maybe a potential breakout? That's what we're kind of looking at here with pound. Targeting the lows first. If it breaks out, we can look for further downside. If that dollar strength does come in, like we've been thinking about for the past sort of month or so, we've been talking about some potential dollar strength. Hopefully we see that come through, see that pound drop a little bit lower. Brexit risk might also put a bit of pressure on the price of pound, so we could add that into the mix as well. But technically, rejecting this level, looking good for further downside.